Hey, assalamu alaikum everyone. I've just seen the most heartbreaking, the most enraging video that I've ever seen. It was just forwarded to me by Friends in Counter Terrorism, where a monster, a criminal, picked up a set of weapons, heavy assault rifles, and drove to a mosque to massacre worshippers around the Friday prayer time. He took his weapon in cold blood and shot our brothers and sisters as they were finishing their prayers at a mosque in New Zealand. This is our worst nightmare scenario. This is exactly why we're doing the work we do to challenge Islamophobia, and it's enraging. I want to share this message right now, first of all, to raise awareness. If you haven't seen the news, check out the news, share what's happening, raise awareness about this horrible crime that happened just recently in New Zealand, where a monster literally killed our brothers and sisters in humanity in cold blood. And we got to talk action items. We got to talk steps to protect. We need to be preventative to make sure that something like that, it never, ever happens again. As many of you know, tomorrow I'm giving the sermon. Alhamdulillah, I'm very, really have to report that I'm not giving that sermon except myself being armed. In fact, right now, when I left my home, there's a reason when I leave my home, I leave with my handgun ready. So we have to take steps for personal defense. So I want to encourage everybody who can, with safety and security and precaution and the proper training, if you can be armed and learn how to use a weapon for self-defense, do so. I have my handgun in my pocket right now. I've had it all day, and there's a reason for that. Secondly, when it comes to our mosques and our Friday service, we absolutely must invest in security. In Florida, we encourage all the major mosques to invest in hiring off-duty sheriff deputies to guard our mosques during Friday service. It's a must. There's been synagogues, there's been other houses of worship in the United States, in North America, even mosques that have been targeted violently. So it's very important that all masjid boards invest in hiring armed security to prevent and deter any such attack. Next, at CARE Florida, we've done over 40 trainings for the Muslim community on how to prepare for, prevent, and react in the case of a mass shooting. So you can contact CARE Florida. I'm going to put the website in the comments section, careflorida.org, info@fl.care.com. Email us, and we will do the training for your mosque, for your community, for your house of worship, for your church, for your synagogue, on how to protect against the mass shooting. So these are the two immediate action items that I'm urging all Muslims right now in North America, in Europe, everywhere to invest in. Number one, invest in hiring off-duty sheriff deputies to guard your houses of worship during the congregational prayers. You know, it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. And we pray for the victims of that horrific shooting. We ask God to accept them in the highest levels of paradise amongst the martyrs, and that their deaths do not go in vain, and that people look at this beautiful Islam, this beautiful faith of Islam, that person hated so much that he killed the innocent creation of God to express his hatred, and for people to see the beauty of what Islam is about. Surely this will only bring out the best of what our community is about. So again, the immediate action items. First of all, don't be scared. If you can legally be trained in self-defense and find legal ways to arm yourself to protect yourself, then that is something you should invest in. Secondly, masjid boards must invest in armed security, preferably law enforcement, off-duty law enforcement, to guard their houses of worship, especially during the Friday services. Thirdly, every single masjid, every single mosque, every single house of worship must invest in a safety and security training. And we at CARE Florida can invest in this and can provide this free of charge. So contact CARE Florida if we can help facilitate for that for you in your local community. I'm sorry, I'm really, I'm at a loss for words after seeing such horrific carnage. And I will end with, this is an important reminder of we must continuously work to challenge Islamophobia and challenge the kind of hatred that comes, frankly, from the Oval Office nowadays, that legitimizes that kind of bloodshed, that incites that kind of bloodshed by wrongfully misrepresenting the Muslim community. We must invest in fighting Islamophobia, in fighting all forms of bigotry, anti-Semitism, neo-Nazism, all that white supremacy, all the kinds of racism and hatred and bigotry that leads those evil souls to take those innocent souls that we saw happening today. So let us continue to work. Let us not be deterred. Let us not be scared. Let us continue to work against Islamophobia, against hatred, against anyone. And remember, as the Quran says, whoever kills an innocent soul, it's as if they have killed all mankind. And don't be scared. If you need to invest in arming yourself, I'm grateful as an imam. I will be armed in my sermons and every sermon I give. And I encourage you all to invest in self-defense, hire off-duty security for your mosques. And thirdly, please, please, please make sure you contact Care Florida or organizations like it to conduct a safety and security training and an assessment for your houses of worship. Keep our brothers and sisters that have lost their lives in your prayers and stand strong. And remember that God is with us and that this will only bring out the best of what our community is about. May God keep us steadfast and have mercy on those that are killed. Please share this video and share those key points of recommendation. Again, imams, people in positions of leadership should get proper training in self-defense and arm themselves with the proper training if need be. Secondly, you should invest in off-duty sheriff deputies to armed professionals to guard your houses of worship, especially tomorrow is Friday. Hire them for that. God forbid there's copycat attempts. Thirdly, invest in bringing professionals either from Care Florida or other institutions to provide safety and security trainings. And please remember our brothers and sisters who have lost their lives in your prayers. Remember, they lost their lives during their pursuit of growth in their faith. Don't let their sacrifices be for nothing. Rather, let us respond by holding stronger to our faith, holding stronger to identity, and showing the world the beauty of our faith is, while at the same time being strong and not allowing ourselves to be victims. Thank you, and God bless you. Keep us in your prayers, and feel free to continue to send me questions, and we'll continue to work together, inshallah, to prevent these horrific incidents from ever repeating. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.